The following takes place between 8 a.m. and 10 p.m.
I usually get up around 8 a.m., go right in for my stats class from my math minor.
Probably waking up around 9:30 a.m., heading over to campus.
I usually get up around 7. I have mostly 8 a.m. classes, so then I'm in class at 8.
I am somewhat of a morning person, so it's okay for me to take my 8 a.m. classes, but for people who can't wake up at 8 a.m. or 9:30 per se, they could take classes that don't start till 11.
I usually get here around 9:30.
Getting up, starting the day with a good hearty breakfast, and then hitting the books.
My typical day varies depending on if I have research or not. So a typical day with research would be I'd get up at 6 a.m.
I usually wake up every morning at 6:30. I'm at the gym by 7, and I usually work out from 7 until around 8.
I try to get there as late in the day as possible, try not to spend like 14 hours on campus, but I'm involved with a lot, so that usually ends up happening anyway.
Teachers remember your face here at Sacred Heart.
Males tend to have longer electric organ discharges with different amplitudes in the different phases.
You get that one-on-one help that you really wouldn't get at a larger university.
The interaction between everyone on the campus is really what makes it unique, the fact that everyone cares about everyone else, and they really take the time to get to know everyone else.
You get a lot more special attention, being that the classes are much smaller.
There's no lecture halls. You're not going to walk into a class and be surrounded by 100 different students.
It's a 12-to-1 ratio of students to faculty. A lot of my classes are actually smaller than some of my academic classes in high school.
It's a lot more personal since, you're connected through everybody. It's not just you're out and just another number.
Our labs are no more than 12 to 15 students, so that leaves for a very good teaching environment.
I'm a firm believer that the professor helps make the course.
When you're in the classroom, the teacher is more so facilitating discussion as opposed to lecturing you as to exactly what the notes are.
If you have trouble with a certain subject, you go to the office hours. They're always accessible. They're always willing to help you.
I know at a lot of bigger schools, you get professors who are more focused on doing their own research and their own things, but the people here, it seems that they really are here for the students.
The people are great, the professors are great, and it's just been an amazing experience that I never expected.
The fact that the entire campus is wireless, I think, speaks very loudly to Sacred Heart's dedication to technology.
It's amazing to be in the middle of the quad, the library, across the street, academic building, any building on campus, and you're always online.
Everybody has the same issued laptop here, so it makes it a lot easier in class.
You can walk into a class and just sit down and turn your computer on and not have to worry about plugging in wires.
The teacher can be given an exercise, and while they're given an exercise, you might be able to look something up on the internet that references class that might help with the discussion.
In math courses, they have computer programs that they use with their textbooks and for the class.
Faculty can post all their notes from their classes, they can post different announcements, they can post all your grades online.
You're basically given all the information you need online. I've done so many internships since I've been here, but probably my favorite one was working for Congressman Chris Shays. It wasn't like I was just filing papers or answering the phones. I was really working on cases for people.
Get into the system and print the history on this.
I was in the thick of things.
I actually did research after my freshman year over the summer. We've learned that horseshoe crabs are very important ecologically and in the medical world. So we're trying to see if they're in decline. We're trying to see if we should put any regulations on how many males and females that they should be harvesting each year.
In my sophomore year at Sacred Heart, I interviewed for this leadership position at Ernst & Young. I worked in the healthcare industry. I worked just as many hours as my bosses and the staff next to me, and really gave me some self-reassurance that I chose a good major and I liked what I did.
It was a study that kind of got me into learning the basic techniques of molecular biology and kind of really broke me into the laboratory setting.
A professor here on campus in the political science department did run for state representative of Connecticut in this Fairfield district. I was able to join in as an internship, and I got credit for it towards a class. I was able to kind of see what the campaign trail looked like, and then see, even more, yes, that is something I wanted to do.
Studying abroad, I wish all students did it. I went to Dingle, Ireland, took Irish spirituality while I was there.
We learned about the archaeology of Ireland, spirituality and music history of Ireland. Dingle is a town that's a Gaeltacht region where Irish is their first language. So we also actually had an Irish class there, and they would take us to castles and they would connect it to our archaeology class. Every single little niche of that peninsula all comes back to the Irish tradition. So we really learned so much about the history of the Dingle Peninsula in Ireland as well.
Volunteering is a huge part of Sacred Heart. There's not one student I know that hasn't volunteered in some way at some point.
Whether it's going to elementary schools for read alouds or helping with soup kitchens and food drives and things like that during the holiday seasons. You know, we do that constantly, and that's just helping me grow as a person.
I'm in a club called Habitat for Humanity, and what we do is on the weekends we go around and we build houses, and people with low income eventually get moved into these houses.
Myself, along with 7 other students, went and volunteered for the soup kitchen one night. And it was great to see how grateful everyone was that college students were coming out and helping in the community.
Everyone is involved in some kind of extracurricular club or organization or sport.
Since coming to Sacred Heart, I took part in every single club at least once on campus.
Four Heart Harmony is an extracurricular activity that I'm involved with. I've always liked to sing. I've always been interested in music.
I had never done any kind of musical, like choir or anything during high school. I originally went and saw Dr. J, the music director there. He ended up auditioning me at the spot, and then he said, just come on down to the next meeting and see how you like it.
We sing all kinds of Christmas music. Sometimes we sing religious music.
We'll also have a spring concert, a small tour, whether it's going to Boston or Philadelphia.
Since freshman year, I've been involved in all of the band programs that we have here. We perform at halftime for all of the football games, and then we go to different high school competitions and we just do exhibition performances.
The drama club here on campus is called SHU Players. Sacred Heart University kind of has the acronym of SHU. Most of the shows are actually directed and put on by another student.
He's like, what is that? Oh, $212.
I was in Death of a Salesman this fall. I played Linda Lohman, and Linda's a really big part, and so I was absolutely psyched to be able to play it.
I think he's still lost, Willie. I think he's very lost.
To have all your friends and your family there watching you and applauding and actually having people laughing at the jokes that are being said.
We became a really cohesive group, so it was an amazing experience. I'm really excited that I was able to do it.
The gym here at Sacred Heart is pretty advanced. We have the cool little treadmills with the televisions on them.
Ellipticals, there's treadmills, free weights, all types of exercise machines.
Aerobics, Pilates, there's martial arts, and it's basically the same thing as any gym that you would normally have to pay to go to, except it's included in your tuition.
The school has 32 Division I athletic teams, as well as continuing intramurals for every season.
I play basketball with my friends. We're training for intramurals that are starting up in the spring.
I go to the gym to stay fit, yes, but also just to take my mind off things, to escape everything.
That's my relaxation, where I let out all my daily stresses.
I got into fencing just as kind of a hobby. It keeps me involved in something to take my mind off schoolwork for a little bit.
We live in a very competitive world, so basketball for me has really been a way to channel my competitiveness and develop it. It definitely builds character and builds teamwork abilities.
A lot of the athletes are all in the clubs and organizations, and that's a huge aspect on campus. Everyone supports each other and everyone wants to get involved and help out. The football team goes to sports, the basketball team, vice versa.
If there's a home athletic event, I go, paint my face, and I'm up there for the next game cheering everybody on.
I play saxophone, and we just get out and we just blow our brains out and cheer for whatever team we're playing for. I would tell anyone to come to Sacred Heart if they wanted to come to a smaller school where people really care about your education and people really care about you.
Everybody wants you to do your best and kind of find who you are and, you know, kind of find your true self and be who you are and just achieve what you can achieve.
Every student that you talk to here will tell you how much they love Sacred Heart University.
I truly love this university. I love every aspect about it. I love the biology department, I love the academic side of it, and I also love my involvement in student life.
If I were to speak to someone trying to pick a college to go to next year, I would absolutely encourage them to go to Sacred Heart.
Professors, the faculty, the staff all go out of their way to make sure that you're going to achieve to your greatest potential. There's no way you can't succeed with everything they have to offer.
And when I get a question that a student is unsure of whether to go to Sacred Heart or another university, I tell them basically, write all your options down. Write everything down on a piece of paper and write what each school has to offer, and I guarantee you will have a longer list for Sacred Heart